for Hogan's Alley, the game we want to play. With hosts Ryan and Terry, it's Crokinole UK. Drain those open 20s, stack those buttons high. It's the greatest game on earth. Tune in and find out why. Hogan's Alley will get you in the mood. Don't go buying Crokinole from Weirdos in the Nude. Hogan's Alley, it's time to play the game. It's the greatest game on earth. Crokinole's its name.
Good morning, good evening, good day, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is, wherever in the world you are, welcome to this very special episode of Hogan's Alley, where Ryan and I are joined with the one, the only, the crazy fool who's going to Kickstarter, Mr. Steve Mellors. Steve, welcome to the pod.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. This is all very professional, very, very interesting.
It's an amazing illusion. We're doing a good job, Terry. I think we've missed our calling as magicians somewhere else, maybe. Con artists, actually. That's probably more fitting, isn't it?
Con artist is probably, much more like it.
That's not why we should be starting an episode talking about Kickstarter, is it, actually? Let's think about this.
Pledge now.
Yeah.
So, Steve, we've got you on because Meeplewood are launching their official at last, your official proper range of Crokinole tournament boards on Kickstarter. And that's going to be going live on the 12th of August. Dear listener, you will get used to hearing the 12th of August. We could probably have a little counter up if we did have a screen, the little 12th of August counter. And that's it. I've got 3 already without even trying. But before we get on to that, we just wanted to find out a little bit about how you got into this, because I know you were quite involved in kind of a corporate role before. So why give all that up? Why give that security up and pitch in with woodworking?
Wow, that's a deep, meaningful question, isn't it? So for the past 20 odd years, I've ran my own Microsoft consultancy. I've been a technical consultant. I've worked with some of the world's largest organizations, both private sector, defense, NHS, etc., helping them out with really complex problems, saving them millions of pounds or dollars, creating new opportunities, launching new products. But never once is there the thanks or the gratitude that much investment should warrant. And it's normally, right, great, next time we want 10%, we want an extra 15%, we want another 2 million, and it just is never enough. And I wanted something that was back to basics, that I could find my own inner karma and peace. I always loved making things. I've done property renovation and I've done lots of woodworking previously, and especially the more my technology role happened to use augmented reality and artificial intelligence, the less I see the future for consultancy as a consultant, because more and more we were doing technology solutions that were making ourselves obsolete. So how could we do change management solutions, KPIs? Well, a few really good prompts in ChatGPT or Agentic AI would solve all of that. So the more I was working with these new technologies, the less I see the future for what I do. And the more I rebelled against the disposable artificial intelligence, fast moving, instant gratification culture we're moving towards. And I kind of wanted to take a step back and say, actually, I'm going to make things with my hands. They're going to be beautiful. People are going to love them, and it's going to last a lifetime. And I think a few years ago, I realized that my whole life's work could be put onto a USB stick and then thrown in the grave after me. I'm thinking, wow. Yeah, you want to leave a bit more of a legacy than that, I think. And in a year, everything you've done is out of date anyway. So that's my my ethos of why I got into that. I want to leave things behind that are beautiful and bring people joy. And I think for me, Meeplewood started about 5 years ago. As an avid board gamer, I backed over 40 Kickstarter campaigns. 12th of August, great date. I think it was about 5 years ago. I was looking to get a board game table, and there were only really one major vendor at the time, and I priced it all up. And it was about £4,500. This is a big deal, so we went and saw said vendor at a conference, and I just wasn't overly impressed with what I'd get for the money. So my partner Ellie was like, "Well, you can build stuff. Why do you make one?" So I made one. Then someone saw it and they wanted one, and then they put some pictures on the internet, and their friends wanted one, and so since word of mouth, 5 years down the line, last year in December, I gave up my well-paid, comfortable, secure consultancy job and decided to go mad and do my own thing, whittling wood for the rest of my life.
Love it, love it. So 5 years Meeplewood's been on the go. I didn't realise it was quite that long, because I think I first became aware of you and Meeplewood maybe a couple of years ago at Aircon in Harrogate.
Yeah, so we've been doing curriculum boards for about 2 years. So that's how long it's taken me to get a pretty good board out there now. It's a lot of trial and error and a lot of difficulties and frustration, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah, certainly Tom on our last episode was the last episode we recorded. I'm not entirely sure when this will go out because of just the unique way that we do things. But on the episode where we had Tom on, he was very complimentary about the boards.
That's really good. And I think this didn't happen on its own by accident. I mean, I'm really grateful for all the work that the Crokinole community have helped and all the feedback that we received. It's taken a board that I built a few years ago with brush on poly to now a more sophisticated approach, but without all the help and the constructive feedback and criticism, I couldn't get the product to where it is now. So I'm really appreciative for the community, and we will ever innovate and move and change what's needed.
It's funny you should say that, because just last week at the Carnarvon Crokinole Club, I played with Chris Griffin, who won one of your very early boards at Aircon, and he actually had this board with him. So we were playing on it, and he was like, "Oh, this one." He goes, because I think he played on one of yours at UK's or previously, and he was like, "God, they've changed a lot." I was like, "Yeah, they really have." So he's like, "I'm gonna have to buy a new one, aren't I?" And I'm like, "Yeah, probably." So yeah, but that's good to kind of see the progression, and I think the way that you've been able to, you haven't just settled. You've kind of moved along to kind of make sure that the product you're going to deliver is one that you're satisfied with, that's going to land in front of people, they're going to be satisfied with it as well. And obviously from a UK standpoint, it's great to see somebody making boards at a scale here in the UK.
Yeah, and I think it's important for me. So from the back of Meeplewood, everything I do, I want it to be the best. People are investing their hard-earned money, and no one's got a lot of disposable income nowadays. So it has to warrant a purchase, and I think I need to do them proud for the money, so get them the best board they can get.
Yeah, definitely. So in terms of the process of making a Crokinole board, what kind of led you to decide on the wood choices, the finish choices, the different parts? Kind of what led you through that process, and what have you settled on as the final product?
So we have two offerings. We have our premium board, which is a slightly more expensive board because of the materials it's made from. So it's a birch ply throughout. So that's a little bit more of a robust, more attractive, expensive quality product. And our premium boards have a roost effect. So it really managed to make the grain of the birch pop. So we use multiple colors to create a depth of coating, and they're available in matte or satin and gloss finish. So they're a little bit more expensive because it's the more premium product and the materials in that. The tournament board was designed to be a cost-effective way to get a really great playing surface, but it still has multiple layers of lacquer, sanding, lacquer to get a really good flat finish. And then we have multiple wax coats, buffing, and more spray wax coats as well to get a really great slide. And these are based on an MDF maple veneer.
Nice. Yeah, very good. Very good. And in terms of the process, when you've been going through the making, what's been the biggest maybe surprise or something that you've encountered that you didn't think was going to be a challenge when it came to putting the crokinole boards together?
Circles are hard.
I say that to everyone. That's what I always say. They're like, why are crokinole boards expensive? I'm like, circles are hard.
Circles are hard. Yeah. So at the basic, we have a router and a jig that you cut circles with. We're looking for more sophisticated methods, but every time you do it, you could be a fraction of a millimeter out, and it adds up across the circle. And then to add and compound it a little bit more, I create a hoop to put a circle inside the hoop. So that hoop also has tolerances. So you've really got to make your circles very circular. I think Leonardo would have been really good at this job. I don't know why he didn't. He could do the perfect circle. So complexity is the walls trying to. So we steam bend 2 pieces of birch ply to make a hoop, and then we put the base inside the hoop. We get that ready, and then the playing surface goes on the top. One of the things I was keen to do on a tournament board, especially because tournament boards, by their very nature, are designed to travel to tournament events, to be thrown in bags, to be on public transport, and inevitably they're susceptible to damage. So whether that's someone spilled a pint over it or you've dropped it off your train, and I see a lot in forums of people, I've damaged my crokinole board, what can I do? And normally the reply is, well, I'm afraid you can't do anything because it's all bonded together in one piece and you can't separate them. So looking at the Meeplewood tournament boards, I wanted to be able to create a product that we could repair and reuse and replace. So we have a second life program. So this is, I'm looking at how we get this to work. It's either they send us the part or they send the whole board, we repair it, and then we send it back to them. So the idea is that we will have happy customers who don't have to invest in the whole price of a new board. They just need to pay for what part there's gone, and that will be a lot cheaper and more cost effective for them. It also means that I'll get a number of pieces that I can repair, but they won't be grade A. So as part of the second life program, we'll be able to offer really low cost options to clubs or schools. And I'm trying to get that down to be as free as I can get that to be. So slightly imperfect repairs. So the board will have cosmetic things that would make it an A grade board. We could look to donate to clubs and schools and things like that. So the second life not only is more cost effective for our customers to have a board and be able to repair, but we also want to try and put boards into the community and clubs in areas that can't afford a price of a tournament board. So I'm really keen to do that on twofold, really.
I think I came across that on was it one of the videos that Phil Gardner's put out?
Fun with boxes, yeah.
That's the channel, yeah. I knew it was some generic board gamey type type name. There's only so many puns you can get out there with it. But when I heard that, my ears really pricked up because I thought that's a bloody good idea. And I immediately thought of Katie Hunter-Choate, because she was at a tournament, I think, and our board was at home, sitting out on like the dining room table or whatever, and the roof leaked. And she got a phone call from her friend that was house sitting or whatever, or popping in to feed the cat, whatever it was, just saying, "Oh, there's water damage on your board," and she was like, "Oh, what do I do?" So if your roof leaks on your board, then that's one less thing to worry about. Oh, that was a really bad analogy, wasn't it?
That common occurrence.
Thanks for that. But I've also seen it where boards get scratched or dropped or marked. If the hoop comes off, the walls break, the base gets cracked. There's lots of pieces that we can repair and replace. And one, the board keeps surviving. There's no go to landfill. And two, we can donate some to good causes.
Yeah. Splendid.
I think that's really good. I think the reach of the game is obviously always important because it creates nostalgia and a love for the game for people who, when they've encountered it when they're younger and play it when they're older, it's like, oh, I remember this game. I'm going to go and buy a board or whatever, or get involved in the tournaments and the games and stuff that are happening. So I think that's a great initiative, and I think it's something that if you can get it to work, I think that'll be a phenomenal thing for Meeplewood to contribute towards the community, and certainly to schools and younger players. I think that's where I think there's a big future in that. That's very good. Excellent.
So, there is an analogy to schools and giving out free product. I don't know what that is, but
So the Kickstarter, when we haven't discussed it, when does it start again?
it's the 12th of August.
12th of August, lovely.
And we'll pre-launch campaign is the 12th of July, so in a few weeks.
Yeah, will be in full swing when you hear this episode, I'm sure. You're also going to be sponsoring one of the upcoming Crokinole events, which is the Scottish Grand Prix at Tabletop Scotland. Mr. Terry Brown here very kindly cornered you and said, how do you feel about this? in his non-persuasive way. I've not been the victim of that. I've never done stuff because he said, let's do this. So I do feel your pain, Steve.
What is it? Gang up and Terry time now? Is it?
Yeah, well, someone's got to eventually, haven't they?
Oh my goodness!
I would be delighted to see a whole room of people playing on Meeplewood Crokinole boards. Nothing would make me happier, and especially as this would be mid-campaign as well. So we'll be able to get some pictures of people and videos having a great time on the boards, which is always good.
So when does the campaign run until?
So the campaign runs for 30 days and starts on the 12th of August.
So like the 11th or something of September.
Yeah, just take one day off exactly a month. Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah.
So 31 days in August.
Yeah.
God, you'd think at my advancing years I would have nailed this calendar malarkey by now. Although on the calendar, it was only last year that I found out that British Summertime and Greenwich Mean Time are not the same amount of months.
There you go.
Who would have thunk
There
it?
you go.
It all started when someone travelled on a train from one end of the country to another and noticed daylight was different. And
Yeah.
there we go.
I thought it was 6 months of each. There we go.
So keep an ear out for Terry's upcoming podcast about time and the passing of time. And like that last minute of conversation, it will feel like a long time. No, I'm joking.
It probably won't even make it in.
I'm leaving that bit.
Yeah. So the important thing there is that if you are at Tabletop Scotland, you've never played Crokinole before, or you have played and you're sort of debating whether to get a board, it's a great opportunity. There's a chance to just have a try on the boards for a couple of hours before the tournament runs, or if you're feeling particularly feisty and you want to get involved, you'll have a fantastic time playing in the Crokinole Grand Prix at Tabletop
I
Scotland.
Can guarantee a great time or your money back.
Yep, and
although I won't give you any money back because I'm not taking any in, and I'll just tell Dave everyone had a lovely time. But yeah, the Grand Prix itself I think starts at, is it 1:00? It's 1 p.m. on the Saturday of Tabletop Scotland. But we will be setting up all the boards either Saturday morning or Friday evening. So if you see me about on the Friday, have a word. Failing that, the Learn to Play session, which is possibly, badly named because it's not just for learning to play. It's come along and just have a play. And that'll be running for 2 hours from 10 until midday on the Saturday. So I would encourage everyone, if you're a member of the community and you are a tournament player anyway, then do come along for the Learn to Play, because I always like to have extra people there just to just to teach new players the ropes. It's a great laugh. So yeah, get involved that way if you are a tournament player already. If you're not and you're coming to Tabletop Scotland possibly for the first time and you've never played Crokinole, then do come and hunt us out. We'll be down the back of the Highland Hall near the Bring and Buy.
Awesome. Amazing. So, Steve, you're gearing up for a lot of work ahead and hopefully an exciting and successful campaign. Is there anything else you want to share before we let you get on your way and enjoy your rest of your evening?
So yeah, the Kickstarter will kick off and kickstart our new e-commerce shop. So we're trying to specialize an area for Crokinole and for tables. So going forwards after Kickstarter, Meeplewood will be for tables and playcrokinole.com will be for the Crokinole part of the business. Right. So the 3 colors from the Kickstarter will be available post-Kickstarter from playcrokinole.com, but they'll be at the retail prices, not at the super duper Kickstarter prices.
Can you share the super duper Kickstarter price?
So the super duper Kickstarter prices will be, the boards are $219 in pounds. So for the US listeners out there, I don't know what that is. Maybe $250.
But once you slap on the tariffs, it's going to be about $3,000 or something, isn't it?
But the tariffs from the UK, like 10% now, so that's great. Let's do something with the tariffs.
Today they are.
Wow.
I would also give a shout out to your board game tables, Steve. I've been a not so secret admirer of them since I first came across them. I think they look absolutely fantastic. There was one that you had at Expo a couple of months back. The big square one for a particular, was it War Room, the game?
Yes.
It was like a big kind of global map, and I just loved the finish on that. It wasn't quite a completely rustic finish, but I liked the edging that you did with the table there. He says in very, very technical woodworking terms.
So nature did that. That was the bark edge of the tree. So that's the waney edge of the boards when the tree's bald. So yeah, that was a fun one to do. We've got a couple of really interesting bespoke projects coming up that are very different to our normal board game tables as well. And that's one thing that excites me, is to try and take someone's dream and imagination and then make it real for them. So yeah, really enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm still trying to talk my better half into letting me loose with the credit card and for a board game table. And she just kind of rolls her eyes every time I mention it. But a really good idea though. They're lovely tables. Really functional.
It's just a fantastic dining table. She might never even know.
Yeah, be sure to check them out. They are very special, and like we were saying there, I really appreciate the kind of bespoke nature of them. It makes following the projects really interesting, even if it's something you could never kind of splash out on. It's just an interesting follow more than anything else. In line with that, tell us where everyone can find you. Where can they follow what's happening?
So if you go to meeplewood.co.uk, you can link to all our socials from there, and you can see what we've got going on in progress, and you can meet the community and chat and reach out to our customers, past, previous, and present, and ask any questions you have there.
Yeah, I'm a member of your kind of private customer group on Facebook, even though I'm not a customer yet. The Yet's doing quite a bit of lifting there.
Good man.
But I can't recall ever seeing anyone not 100% happy.
No,
I really
takes...
can't. And from what I understand is, someone will send you the spec of what they want, the size of what they're looking for, any little fancy doodads and the kind of LED lighting in the recessed kind of gaming vault, different finishes on top, whether it's kind of slats or two pieces or a single piece. And I think that's the kind of stuff that you only get with a small company that actually cares.
Yeah, I think, thank you for that. It's a huge passion. And one of the things I celebrate and we do as part of our process is that we have a lead time of about 6 months or so. So while people are waiting, they can see the other tables being built. And then when their build time approaches, we work with them to select the timber if they want a particular grain or a finish or a style. And then during the build time, pretty much every day, they'll get pictures of it building out, becoming a little bit more of a table. So we create this table with them. So if they want to tweak it or change it as we go through, within reason, we can do that. But I find that people really enjoy the gratification of seeing that come together, turning from boards to plain timber to carcasses to start to build up. And I did a delivery recently to a lovely couple in Swansea, where they really enjoyed what's going on and what's the wood news today and things like that. It was what's going on, and lovely couple in Kent also recently. We're just really excited by what's happening today and how's the table coming along. And it's been really great. I absolutely love that. The best part of the job for me is when we deliver and install, and people just, it's really emotional as well. I really enjoy it.
Awesome. So, August 12th, head to Kickstarter, follow the campaign before it launches. If you're listening to this after it's launched, go to Kickstarter, sign up, buy a board. You won't regret it. Crokinole is the greatest game on earth for a reason, and you're going to have a fantastic time.
It's just struck me as well. I mean, if you're considering getting a board, then what better way to celebrate International Crokinole Day on the 20th of August than getting involved in the Meeplewood Kickstarter?
For next year's one, you could actually be playing. So you order one for this one, you'll be playing at the next one, next August. That'd be perfect, wouldn't it?
Would be.
Awesome. Steve, it's been a pleasure. We wish you all the best with your campaign and with Meeplewood. We think you make lovely stuff. And yeah, we really appreciate you coming to chat with us.
Thank you very much for having me. It's great to talk to you guys and be on your podcast. I've listened to diligently throughout, and I can't wait for the jingles or whatever song we're going to get for this one.
Pressure's on.
I know, I think a few episodes back I said we had an absolute arsenal of songs, but the well is starting to run a bit dry. I need to send Mr. Noble.
Oh, Arsenal, right? Yeah. Sorry, I the accent. I was just.
I need to send Mr. Noble back down the song mines, or potentially our mystery songwriter.
Indeed.
Still not telling you who it is, Helen. I'm still not telling you.
I don't know, so I can't help. Awesome. Thank you very much for coming on. Thank you very much for listening, as always, to everybody. If you are getting involved in the Meeplewood campaign for your Crokinole board, be sure to share this podcast, but we also comment and join the Crokinole UK Facebook page. If you're going to be joining the community, get involved with that. Yeah, that's it from me. Anything else from anyone else?
No, just to reiterate my thanks to Steve for coming on, and also your support, particularly at this year's Aircon, and also Tabletop Scotland forthcoming. I think, as I've said before, not having to drive around the country and pick up boards and transport them all, and then in reverse, take them all back to people, was just a joy.
It's an absolute pleasure, and again, I've built a load of tournament boards to go out there and play. It gives me joy to see people enjoying it and playing the game.
There we go. Thank you for listening, everyone. See you soon.
Take me down to all the summer to Open City.